Sanchez Ruiz against Eagle Eye Jayson Shaw. Both in a pretty decent position. Jayson obviously in a better position than FSR, but wants to keep that ball rolling. Jayson does, and expect him to play really well just because that's what he's been doing. I think FSR still looking for his best match yet in this event. I'm Jeremy Jones, joined by Scott Frost. Any thoughts, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, both of these guys very familiar with one another's game. Shaw, very loose so far this week and looks great. All week really looked great to me. Had a couple small blunders, but that's going to happen. FSR, like you said, I think we're still waiting for his best game, but it's coming.
Yeah, table two's got two of the guys in the lead. Johan Chua, who's been the best so far, against Moritz Neuhausen. Moritz has got a 1-0 lead. Both those guys have been really solid. And I think, you know, just talking to Jayson, that word solid might be what he's just wanting, really. He said yesterday he's feeling good because he's thinking about things, you know, not in a bad way. He said, I'm trying to limit the cue ball movement a little bit, just trying to do what I do best, which is pot the ball, as he says it. Nice shot there. Wants to work this a couple rails, probably with the draw stroke. That way you can get it off the rail a little bit more than the top English. Yeah, see him kind of cheat the pocket. That way you could get a little closer, a little flatter on the pink four, which makes things very easy. A long opening match. Players grinding quite a bit. Some safety exchanges, some safeties that were off the charts, really, by both players. And what do you think? I mean, if you're Tyler, I mean, he's done exceptionally well in so many ways, come with so many tough shots, creative, breaking the ball's great, and has lost, what, 4 hill matches, I think? So.
Yeah, is there a pattern to it there? You're wondering, like, did the decision in the last shot, you and I talked off camera, maybe should have put a little more pace into the ball to give it a real chance? And I'm talking about the Brown 7, right? How many times has that happened in matches prior? Is he just kind of talking himself out of it? Is it toxic?
Yeah, I think, you know, maybe dissected how to shoot that a bit more rather than just get down and do it, you know, with your gut a little bit. I think you would have seen more pace on the Brown 7. And if you're thinking about slide on the object ball, it slides a lot better with a little pace on it down that rail than it does kind of slow rolling. But it surprised me a little bit, the light speed on the Brown 7. Been Taylor Fuentes racking the balls in this match. A break and run, a quick one there for Eagle Eye. I think the players are here to bring their best. Of course, some want to keep maintaining being in stroke and playing well, and some, like FSR, I think, still wanting to get that complete match, and then after that first one, do it again. I'll tell you, leaking the table, 3 on the break for him as well. And dressed up on the blue, too. Got a nice angle to get to the backside of the 3 somewhere. I don't think he'll play a combination, an early winner of any sort.
Yeah, if you're coming over here to the right side of the table, just make sure you get into it, right? You don't want to land short on it, awkward on some type of combination. If you just get into it, you can play the top left corner on the 3 if you come too far. Just not something you want to let up on.
I like that look there, that it goes by the 6 also. So, like Scott said, don't end up short on the rail where it's kind of funny to both pockets, that being the corner and the side. I think he's perfect here on the 2, though. Yeah, he's going to get a little in between. This is what I was talking about, trying to avoid.
Yeah, exactly what I was talking about as well, Jay. And now I think he's forced to go to the side.
Yeah, the good thing is I don't think there's a scratch there. Or maybe 2 rails on the 8 somehow. That could be a real unlucky snooker.
He did it all there. Missed the ball, snookered himself. Guess maybe if he'd have made the ball, the 8 wasn't as big, but it sure seemed like it was.
Seemed like a little let up, too. I thought there'd be a little more speed on that shot. That way, if you do go into the 8, you kind of shake loose from it. Of course, he was cueing off the rail. Boy, he's been good with the jump cue. It's like he's improved at it.
Trying to get a look at this pink. Yeah, I think he's going to tuck him under the green. Could have tucked him a little better, maybe. I'm not trying to be critical of it, but did give him some air.
Yeah, I don't know how much the 8's got him cut off that side cushion, though. This could be tricky otherwise. Can he bend it? Dig and bend it here? He got to bend it off the side rail. Yeah, usually pretty good at this. He doesn't overhit it. Allows the bend to take. Oh, he took it that way.
Did this finish funny?
I think the 4 is pretty easy to make off the rail, off the 6. Like that better than the combination, I think. Now, what's he going to do with the 6, though? Oh, he snuck it by. SVB on the practice table. Most of the players have been in already to hit some balls. He's up next against Eklund Kachi. Saw SVB this morning, said he stayed a little longer and figured that breakout. And Jayson Shaw 2-0 breaking in game 3, and he's been awesome on the breaking end.
Yeah, for me, he's the top 2 of the week as far as breaking the balls. Capito. I'll tell you what, Sanjin breaking the balls very well as well. I'd love to have it.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't keep Moritz Newhausen out of that equation either. He's also breaking the ball as well. Well, a lot of these guys. I'm just talking about a little more pace with action. Jayson getting probably the best spreads out of all of them.
Yeah, it seems like no worry about his 1 ball, even though he did miss it in the opening rack in this match. Okay, cue ball got kissed behind the purple, so push out coming. Wonder if he's looking to move the 6 here a little bit. That's what I kind of initially saw. Put the 6 maybe over on the rail on top of the 7. Make it just like a combination of some sort and drop the cue ball on this bottom cushion. Okay, really disregard the 6 a little bit because he didn't want the cue ball to leak too much and make this cut. I think FSR is supposed to shoot, though. I mean, not in a bad place on the order. I wouldn't say he's totally secure. Have to do the math on that, but win this tournament, he's going to have to get to knocking the ball in a little more confidently, I think.
Is he contemplating taking this on, or is he going to just use the pink? I think he's using the pink here.
Yeah.
Pretty off, though. Real thin, maybe a little firm. Wasn't as much about getting the 2 back down here as it was the cue ball behind the pink.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded him shooting at that, really. I think he needs that oh, let me suck it up here and knock some tough balls in, because he's the guy, one of these guys looking to really win the tournament. Going for the bank here, maybe. Trying to go into the 8, maybe, or hold behind the 6. Good hands there.
And I kind of like what SVB is doing. Early last year at the PLP, just really, really burning himself out. He did get through it, won it, played a lot of pool. This time, didn't play as much in the beginning, but now on the practice table, like JJ just touched on, really dialed his break in. See if he can carry that to the TV tables.
You can go 2 or 1. Very good there. Lawrence Newhausen with a 9 ball on table 2. You can see just the other side of Jayson there. Pretty routine to tie that match at 2 apiece. Got Jayson over the 9 here. Or, I'm sorry, the brown 7. This is odd. Can he not hit the 6 and run the cue ball? Is he kicking this?
Yeah, kick and stick. Maybe a little firm. Good contact with the 9, but he didn't want it, I don't think. Wow, this isn't easy by any means. 9 might hamper the cue ball bridge here. Excuse me, the 6. And I don't think it is in the way, so he's going to have a fair look.
And you just got to thump these in.
Doesn't look good, Jay. He just doesn't look right yet.
No, and, you know, it's gotten, I think, to where it's very mental, you know. Sometimes pulling the trigger a little quicker, sometimes really thinking about the shot. So just the pocketing of the ball is on the mind, and that's what you got to try and let go of. Could bury him behind the 6. It lays nice. Decide to play it softly. Interesting shot. This goes off the 5, huh?
It might. You could also just ticky the backside of this 2 and lay him behind the 5 if you'd like.
Yeah, I like that call. That's definitely an option and a good one. Looks like, anyways. I think with a draw stroke, though, he can make it off the 5 pretty easily.
Yeah, and that's what he's playing, Jay. Oh, no.
Now he caught the 6 even. He didn't draw the ball. He just tried to spin it. So off the mark here early on Judgment Day, as Carl called it.
Yeah, a bit surprising in that decision there, just trying to make the 2 clean. Totally forgot that the 6 was there. Had a couple of big options, and FSR typically doesn't overlook anything like that.
No, that's definitely surprising. Okay, Jason's in good fortune here that the 6 is pretty near what could be an odd 5 ball. Okay, got a lot out of this. It's going to make things a bit easier. Could come twice, just needs a little speed control. Gets into that second rail early. That's the key to that type of shot. That way you're not coming on top of the 9-ball. 3-0.
Over on table number 2, it's 2 games apiece. Tua doing what he does. Nice shot on the 7. Really got to think this match is about as close as it gets. Moritz, I don't recall him really having any bad matches. He's breaking the balls well. Chua at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, Johan, certainly one of our superstars in the game, and just a very entertaining player. FSR the same, and Moritz, I think he's really getting into this PLP as far as just thinking about his game and where he's going with it in 2025, and you know, playing a lot of matches that you got to perform early, and on tough equipment also. So lots of positives in his corner. Dry break here, so everything kind of not what you want so far in this match for FSR. Looking to elevate here. Oh no, he's going to level out. So I'm not sure. Is he going by the 2 up on the 4-5 with the cue ball? Yeah. And that's what I was going to say about Jayson earlier. Is not only I still think the most talented, you know, there's a lot of players actually with a lot of talent. So, but I just kind of, that's my personal feeling, but he's got the touch also, and the creative mind, of course. He's got a lot of experience. Been winning tournaments for over a decade.
Yeah, the tactical side of his game in the last 2 or 3 years has really come up. Tend to want to overlook it due to how much talent he has, but it's at the highest level. He does have the bottom of the 1, I believe. So he can come back around where he's at now. Oh, he's going to find a big gap.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be hard to lay it down. I might have just used the 6 there and come to the bottom cushion, like the middle of the bottom cushion, and taken the snooker. It wouldn't have been a ball in hand snooker by any means, but I don't think there really was one there anyways.
I actually like that play, Jay, because then you can really focus on just getting behind the direct green, right, instead of trying to come all the way around. I think that's a smart move.
Yeah, and just sometimes it doesn't lay that well to run the cue ball as far. Nice shot. Maybe we'll see the jump cue here. The 4-5 is a little funny up top.
Yeah, and this is where the jump cue can kind of brutal. FSR lays down a nice safety. If Shaw can get to the top side of the 1 here, he's got so much room for cover up top with the 3 and 8 where it's at, 4 and 5. Kind of what I'm talking about, right, Jay, or what we talk about with the jump cues. Yeah, how often does it allow you out of a trap by another great shot?
Yeah, you know, it's I think we all appreciate how great the guys are with them these days with so many types of shots, just not trying to make a ball when you're snookered. But I think it's a discussion for sure. We'll see if maybe there should be some adjustment with how much jump cue can be used and whatnot. Now, is the 9 in the way to run 2 rails off the 1? No, it's not, I don't think. But the cue ball run 2 rails between the 3-7. That's the only thing I kind of see like that. Just, get some distance. Watch out 9 ball here, though. He'll go for this make and the 9.
Yeah, and you see there with the cue, it's really laying nicely. Got to put him as a pretty big favorite to get 1 of the 2 down. Come close to the 9, so it was all about the make there on the 1. Looking to see if he can get to the right side of the table for the pink, if it will play.
Yeah, I think he had to add a lot of side spin, hit the ball thicker, get at the 9, really. I like him just putting the onus on the 1, though, really. I think this is a doable rack. I know the 4-5's tough, but I think he just got just perfect here.
Yeah, this is touchy, right, Jay? Drawn into a position line where I think if he's from the top side, it might be a little tougher. Yeah, and that's what he's looking at now. Maybe coming below. You don't get great on the pink. You can weld him to the 5, but we'll see what he's got up his sleeve here.
I was about to say, it looks like the draw on the straight line. Maybe you nick the pink, who knows, but oh, he's playing safe, a quick one. I thought he might shoot this in the corner and push off the purple 5. But, I mean, as great as FSR is, and it's a short race to 5, he's recognizing that. These guys know each other really well, and just like, anyone you know real well, you can tell when they're struggling a bit. So why not play the safety?
Yeah, absolutely, and he's cut him off. He's going to have to come to the top rail here. Contact will really make a difference. But you've got to get a rail, and that's not going to do it. Tried to catch pink going in there. Just get a little funny. I'm pretty sure he's good to the lower right. Really been a story of FSR just not looking as clean as he typically does on both ends.
Yeah, and Sanchez Ruiz, who's won 7 out of 12, which seems like a big number, to be honest with you. He's got 2 more matches after this, but looks like in a fairly secure spot, but who knows? And who knows with a goose egg if it goes like 5-0 here, and, all those things could add up, and you got to believe it's going to add up with someone come later this evening. 3-0 for Eagle Eye.
Yeah, it really comes down to games. That's what Jeremy's talking about.
Excuse me, 4-0.
We've seen it in the past where, losing 5-1 versus 5-0 really shows up. So every game matters at this point, especially on moving day.
Three here with Moritz Newhausen. And Johan Chua, 2 at the top on the standings. It'll be Jayson Shaw to break here in game number 5, trying to close it out quickly. He's got to conserve as much energy in these wins as anyone, I think. As far as close matches. Yep, got him a win earlier. He's 8 out of 13. Tyler Steyer still in that 10th position. have the top side of this blue too. We'll know here shortly.
It's pretty thin. FSR will get back to the table.
Tell you, if he's got it though, he'll go behind the brown 7. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you can lengthen out here, right, Jay, to the top rail, or is it thinner than that?
No, top rail's good.
Uh-oh.
See you later. Just exactly what he didn't want. Didn't mind the giving up the shot from distance. But with FSR not really pocketing many balls in this match, not getting the arm going just yet, ball in hand's exactly what he needed.
Just don't be straight here.
But you and I and Carl, we have a great seat over here, of course, near the practice tables, and it's been fun with the guys the first few days or so. But what I'm getting at is you can watch some players on the practice table, and it's the same. I mean, you can see they're kind of sweating the ball pocketing even on the practice table when they're trying to knock them in, and it really is transferred over to the playing table also.
Yeah, and then here, to either pocket, gonna go to the side here. He's got to check the cue ball up off the bottom rail. Doesn't have to check it up, but I think he can come up between the 9 and the 8 for position. Now you're just gonna wrap around and take the thin green.
Yeah, one of his better shots here, the light one on the thin side. He's going to fall a little awkward here, just a hair. Close quarters, though, so it shouldn't be a problem. Ferrari gets on the board. Break the balls in the next game. Johan Chua, see here on table 2, a little on top of the 9 to get to the hill first. And game for game between these two for the most part.
Chua, 10 wins of 12. Capito, 10 wins of 13. So Chua gets through that match. He will be the lone leader.
Again, two of the biggest names in the game up next on the main table. That being SVB, Shane Van Boning of the USA against Eklund Kachi, Albania. Caught that thin. You could just hear the rack wasn't the right kind of connection.
Yeah, it's the second time in a row he's been very low with the 1. And like you said, Jay, very thin. Do you have a bank or does he cut? He could bank this. I can't tell how stiff he is and try and stun down to the right side of the table, but I mean, he could also just use the 8. Is it bankable? Maybe the cue ball a bit too high.
I think it is bankable, to be honest. I think you do got to stiff it, and you'll just barely creep past the side for position. You're not going to get all the way down there, but
it's definitely going to be burning if he does. I think he's changed his mind.
Yeah, trying to get the 1 out in space.
Such a smart play. Covered up the jump cue as well here with the pink, so forced to go to the right rail here.
Yeah, and he'll want to hit it like a medium-ish. The cue ball maybe continue downward. May go 2 cushions off the left side rail, but I doubt it. Not the worst angle to come in at the 1, the way the balls sit with the 4 there, the 5 and whatnot. I think there is a... Only reason he's thinking about something else, he's just kicking to a very open area here. But again, you just want the cue ball to travel downward, see what the 1 does. Like that, come across it, see what happens. Very good.
Wow, Chua on table number 2 came with a tough and extremely steep blue, but ended up with a tough shot on the pink. I don't think it plays. He is leading 4-3 versus Newhausen.
It should be the jump cue for FSR here. The jump kick? Oh, he's swerving. Okay, I like that better. Trying to get a rail, though.
He's so good at this hit. Find the gap, though.
I think so. Jayson very good from distance with a little side spin here, whether it be inside or trying to float it with outside. May go straight ball and just go right at the 3. That's not terrible.
He's got a carry. Gonna kind of end up on top of it. He can manufacture defense here if he'd like. Just caught it maybe a bit thicker than he'd like. Yeah, you can see the 1 going to the pocket a little heavy. Trying to get him up in behind the brown. He will take this. He didn't want the 2 hovering around side. Is this jumpable, or can he even see a piece of it to cross to the right middle, Jay?
I think he can definitely get a piece of it. I don't know if it's makeable, but I think so, actually. These leads have held up for the most part. Again, we've seen some comebacks, but I don't remember a complete comeback where they've come back and won the match from these deficits.
Shaw gonna bank at this. You can bet your bottom dollar on it.
Yeah, just draw into the 3 softly, maybe. Doesn't want to make the 3, obviously.
Good call, Jay. Definitely didn't want to make 3 there. AJ Manis on the practice table. Hope you're feeling a little better today. Yeah, how good is that?
Yeah, speed looks ideal. Just a little pinch on the cue ball here. It's like Eagle Eye. Ready to take this first match at day 4 down. Johan Chua in position to take that match down also. So both these 2 still on cruise mode. All right, no reason not to use the second cushion. He killed it. That's what he was talking about yesterday, though. We were talking, he's like, I feel like I can just kill the cue ball at any moment and anywhere I want.
And Chua, the 9 ball away from a league of his own. He will be at 11 of 13.
Jayson might raise the hand there a little bit. That's as close quarters you ever want on the 9 ball and dead straight. But definitely deserving the W, even with a little fortune on that last shot. Both these guys will be back. Stay tuned. More PLP coming right at you.